And now time for the live video. So let's see. Oh, hold on a second. That's not what I want. There we go. Now I can see your guys' comments. Hey, Merry Christmas, Jeff. Whiskey and eggnog. Let's do this thing. All right. All right. Now I got my. So, thanks, Mike. So as you guys saw, I am taking waitlist orders for this. So again, if you're already a member, you can just let me know and I'll add you to the list no matter what. If you're not a member, you can just sign up to be one of the people to be the list. And again, I'm only taking 5 this time for this first one. I've still got a lot of the other ones, but let's check this out. Now it's funny, the first one I made is right here. And I thought, holy cow, I got so much space in here. There'll be tons of headroom. I mean, look at that. And then I realized, stand, spare parts man, stand. And then I realized when I made it, I calculated my measurements wrong, and I forgot to include the floor on the bottom. And so it's way too tall. But if this would have been the height, that would have been so cool. And I was like, man, I cannot believe I miscalculated the height of it. So back to the drawing board. See if I can get this free. There we go. So there is the part right there. And what I'm guessing is when people get it, I'm just using poster tack right now, holding it together. I imagine after you paint it the way you want, you'll just take and super glue it right on there and get it to fit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I was pretty happy with this. Like I told you guys before, this is what I was planning on making. And there is one small defect that's driving me crazy, and I cannot get the printer to fix it. And it's right here in this corner. Every single one of them comes out with that defect right there. But luckily it's under the floor, so it doesn't affect it at all. And you can see it kind of rises up a little bit. But because it's under the floor lip, it doesn't cause any issues or anything. And if you had to, you could take and heat that up with a screwdriver and just flatten it out when you get it. But it's just so annoying, this first layer on this top edge here. It doesn't have the same support structure. Let's say stay in, don't go anywhere. Does someone say they're leaving? Let's look at the comments here and see who's planning on leaving. Let's see. Oh, I can't see. Make it a toy weekend, yeah. So I am pretty happy with this. I showed my wife the brickwork and she's like, oh yeah, that's way better than your other brickwork you've done. And the other brickwork was more toy-like. This one I wanted to look more realistic. That's why I did that. Now, like I mentioned before, here's how the back looks. And all you get is just the grain caused by the printer. Which, of course, you know, the printer likes to make all kinds of crazy grain. Which actually works for this. So I have to get these little burn marks. No! But still, the brick, and this is the side you'll see, it looks pretty cool. So, negative 10 degrees. That is cold, cold. And then I had to cut this out. My first version, I didn't cut this out. It was just thick on both sides. And then I realized the trap door couldn't fall. So I had to make sure it had the trap door. And I made these extra large so they wouldn't break on me. So it is pretty cool. Mix like this for the Origins Castle. I already did mix like this for the Origins Castle quite a while ago. Not an extra floor, but something that holds it up. Like that's how this all started. Originally it was from the Origins Castle. So let me come to the side here and try to put this in. So again, you just tuck that underneath there like that. And let me pull this off so you can see how cool this is. I know my wife always says I shouldn't groove on my own stuff, but man, this is so cool. Look at the way that fits in there. And let me pull it out so you can see. I'll just put it close so you can see how it just indents perfectly along the same shape. And then I added these to make sure that it had more support for the new floor. So I am pretty stoked about that. Now it does get tight right in here between the cage and the floor there, but He-Man does fit in there. Let's get him out of his seating position. See, that's what's hard about holding your camera while you're trying to do stuff. So a guy can squeeze through there. It is kind of a tight fit, but I mean, not super tight, it isn't rubber or anything, but you can kind of see, probably better on this side. So you can kind of see how he can fit through there. And then for the height again too, like I showed you in the video. And then, like I was saying, after you get them painted, you'll just take and put this on there, put a few drops of super glue, and just glue it on in place onto the structure. But I'm just going to use my poster tag. Let me put this back on the tripod. I'm not shaking it everywhere, making you guys all dizzy. All right, let's look at your guys' comments. A character could sneak out of the jail and get out secretly, laughing out loud. Well, you're still got the jail still sealed in there. There's no extra walls pulled out, so the jail still closes. So there's not really a way to sneak out of the jail. But I suppose if they got the door open, they could sneak out a little bit. I just love how that fits like a puzzle piece. Now, if you get yours, you may have to do a little bit of sanding on it. Like if I was to sand it right here, it'd fit even tighter. I'm not going to worry about it though. It fits good enough. So it's cool. All right, let's look at your guys' comments. Todd, you outdid yourself on this one. Thanks, Mike. Black Sorian says, yep, looks fantastic, just like an original part. Thanks, man. Alex, hope you're not working tonight. Be safe downtown. Oh, yeah. Be careful in the ice and snow. Definitely. Do you know if the Vintage Point Dread will work with the Origins Castle? Commander Ed, I do not. I don't have a Vintage Point Dread anymore. I used to, but I sold it a long time ago. So I don't know if it fits or not. All right, that's pretty much it. So again, the wait list is open for 5 people. And if you want to be one of those 5, you guys know what to do. Contact me on Facebook. If you are already a member, your name's in green, I think. Let's take a look. Is there any members on here besides Mike? Nope, just Mike. And if you are a member, then you'll get on the wait list regardless. And then I'll also give you the standard discount for the members. What is that between the arrow, between the bat wing and the arrow weapon? I mean, this green little monster here. It's one of my little lizards I have sitting around. It's cool because his eyes follow you. Wherever you go, he's always watching. He's just like Roz from Monsters, Inc. Always watching. It's from Jurassic Park from Imagine X. Boop. And then way in the back, I have Toothless. Oh, whoops. You gotta have some creatures, right? He doesn't do the eye thing though. No eye thing there. So, yep. Todd, could the floor still work without the bottom entryway piece? If you were to get just the floor, which is okay if you do that. Like I said, I have the two separate prices for that reason. There's no way to attach it on there. I mean, you could glue it on yourself, but it doesn't stay up by itself. So you'd have to create something to hold it up. So, oops, wait, not aimed right. Sorry, you guys. So without the bottom piece, there's nothing to keep it on there. So that's the problem. So otherwise I would have just made this and made super small little things to hold it up, but yep. So if you want to make your own bottom piece, your own way, you can do that too. Or if you just want this and you're going to create your own top piece, you can do that as well too. So I did price them out separately, so if you wanted to do one thing and customize the rest yourself, you could. Because I know sometimes people want to make their own stuff and just customize it so far. Oh, that poster tack is just not a good idea. I didn't want to glue it though, because I want to be able to show how it goes together. All right. So do you guys have any questions before I end the video stream? Yep, I probably will be selling this one on Fleabay, the extra tall one. If you want to, you can take a saw and chop off the legs and make them shorter. But again, you'll have to figure that out on your own. So if you are a customizer and you want to mess around. See, I made it, like I said, it fits without the floors. Still a little short. I guess I didn't measure that right either way. Oh, and when I was printing, as I printed them upside down, it looked like it was getting too tall. I'm like, that is too tall. Something not right. Maybe even just a cool archway just for a diorama somewhere. Oh, I keep dropping the camera. No. Let's see. Sir Clifton said, hello, Hebro. Just got home seeing you do this. Love the floor piece. I won't be here next week. My wife and my parents are having a Vegas Christmas vacation. Leaving in the morning. Merry Christmas. Nice. Black Phoenix 77. Are there any classic Grayskulls under 1,000? There is somebody who told me they got a good price on one, but I think it was missing some of these floor pieces here. Now, that is kind of interesting. I do want to talk about the floors. People have asked me over and over and over again if I could finish this floor for them. Basically, bring it across here and bring it out all the way to here to make it a full square. I get that comment all the time. The hard part about that is to take one of two ways. One, either figure out all this geometry here so that it will marry up perfectly to that existing floor, which would be tough. And I don't think it'd fit on my printer. I think this took the full length of my printer to make this top piece here. So I have to make it in different pieces. Or second, remake the whole floor all the way around, which is still huge because this is pretty thick here. But what I do is I have this green chalkboard. Yeah, I'm walking away from the microphone. I have this giant piece of wood that I've had for years, and on the other side is green chalk paint on it because it's made for kids to draw on. And I have always just slid this under my Castle Grayskull. So basically, I don't know if I could do it or not with all the stuff in here. Let me see if I can slide it underneath. So basically, I just take and slide this underneath there and just make it part of the castle. as a floor. It's funny, I've used it all the way back when I had just the vintage castle. Okay, let me move some stuff out of the way. See if I can do this. And you could easily do the same kind of deal. Just get a large piece of plywood, cut it out to the shape and size you want it. And after you get it cut out to the shape and size you want, then paint it with green chalk paint. Ugh. It's just funny because this has survived so many Castle Grayskulls. I actually did use it for a little while with the Origins one. Not very long at all, but the vintage one I used it for years, and then this castle I used it for a number of years too. There we go. And now it makes a nice little continuation to your floor. Let me back this camera up a little bit so you guys can see what that looks like. And it's just a really easy fix. Like I said, you guys could just get some green paint and some plywood and just make a square board yourself. And then you just have this extra area where things can happen down there as part of Grayskull. You don't need to have the floor raised up. It could be just like you have to step down. Anyway, just a thought. That's, like I said, what I used to do for years was using that little green board. And like I said, I used it with the vintage one. And I used it with this one for many years. I can't remember if I used it with the 2000X one or not. But it does work good. All right. Let's see. Black Phoenix 77. I'd love to go to Vegas. Actually, it's funny. Some of my friends are heading to Vegas too. For some reason, I was thinking they were taking a cruise ship, and I forgot they were going to Vegas. And so then later on, when I said, "Hey, have fun on the cruise," they're like, "We're going to Vegas." And it's like, yeah, I guess there are no Vegas cruises, are there? It's kind of hard to have a Vegas cruise. Anyway, so that's an idea that I used to use all the time for the floor, and it does give you a whole lot more space in your castle to do that. Let's see, James says I'm staying home. I need to rest from normal life. Let's see what this text is. Let's see. Definitely recommend you try to go sometime. It's way nice. Yep. Yeah, I've been to Vegas a few times, and I don't gamble when I go there either. The 2000X Grayskull is so weird, crazy design. Yes, it is. All right, so that is all that I have. So again, if you guys want to be on the wait list, you don't have to pay right away, just like with the other things that's bought from me. You pay when it's done. And I'm not painting any right now. You just get a brown floor and a gray base. And if you want to paint them, you can. And I'll probably be making videos later on showing how to paint them. Let's see, Deluxe Lorraine. I think I'd see Vegas is some shows. Nice. All right. Good journey, you guys. And yeah, gambling is a waste of money. It's funny. When my wife and I were younger, we went and we both had so much to spend on gambling. And so she played the slot machines and everything else. I took my money and I bought, because this is about the year 2000-ish, 2001. And I bought myself a Skeletor, the commemorative ones. And I still have the commemorative one that I bought from Las Vegas Walmart. And it's funny because I put the claws on him. I've shown them in videos before. It's got the big old Wolverine claws on him. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, I am so digging that new floor. I've been wanting to make that floor for so long. I know I've been talking about it off and on for a while. So cool. All right. That's all I got. Until next time, you guys, good journey. Bye now.